I get somewhat what they've been doing from like a business standpoint, but yeah, they also said that they're going to keep things like live music and stuff, so.
When did you first hear they were going to sell the homes?
So 2 weeks ago, actually.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we had a meeting, and I can't remember what day it was, but yeah, it was like in the middle of the month, and they were just like, oh yeah, basically like the 28th, we're going to be selling the place, you know, and everybody kind of panicked as they would. They're just like, oh, well, what's going to happen, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
We found out 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. We got a message in our employee Slack instance calling for an employee meeting Wednesday morning, and this was on the Monday. And so we were like, well, yeah, that doesn't seem right. And so who could make it, made it. And when we got there, that's when we were informed of the sale.
I was kind of like happy for Tommy and Sue because I was just like, they've had a good running, you know, like 10 years. They're just kind of looking to retire now. I was just like, yeah, right on. I didn't know who they were selling it to at the time, you know, but they said that the new owners were taking over and they wanted to keep pretty much all of the staples of like Lighthouse, you know. So they wanted to keep like the live music, you know, open mic going, vinyl night, which has been a thing. Like that's the whole reason I started going there 8 years ago. And when I started working there 6 years ago, like that was like my draw. Is I was like, I want to work vinyl night. It's like the coolest people, you know, everyone gets to share music. It's for people that are like me who can't really play music but enjoy it. So yeah, I was like, well, you know, like this won't be terrible, you know, if they want to keep stuff like that. Those are our staples, you know.
Did it seem pretty clear that they thought a lot was going to stay the same at the beginning?
You know, in that initial meeting, it came across that, you know, there was obviously going to be some uncertainty. The initial reading we were given was like they just kind of wanted to invest in and amplify what we were doing and just try and make it better. But then we were also informed of like the name change, that kind of thing. We really weren't given very much information to go on whatsoever. We were given job applications.
Did they make everybody read that?
Yeah, so a week prior, because I just recently went on vacation, but a week prior to them taking over, they had everybody come in and start doing interviews. And like, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of typical. I've worked at a few different restaurants and stuff where they've been bought out, you know, under new ownership. So they just try to get to know the staff and see how things run. So I don't know. But yeah, they made us re-interview. There was a lot of like fear going around that they were going to take down like the big neon sign, which is a historic, you know, it's a historic sign. It's been there for 50 years. But yeah, the landlord that owns the building was just like, no, we want to keep that for sure. So yeah, like that won't be going anywhere.
When did you start getting a sense that things were going to change?
Sunday. I mean, that's, you know, they had a lot to do. You know, it was a quick sale. They had a staff to interview, figure out what was what. So, you know, on top of that, running their own businesses. So they would kind of toss out loose ideas, but there was nothing set in stone, really.
About as far as plans?
As far as plans. Yeah. And, you know, a few of us would ask here and there what to expect, you know, especially after the interview process, trying to figure out what was going on. I mean, I know that I kind of hit him up a lot because I was like, hey, just curious, want to know, like, because I got to start promoting stuff.
We got show scheduled.
Yeah, we got stuff coming up. I got to start getting posters made and this and that. You know, and I think that it was kind of a little bit of a flip-flop because they weren't sure still. Or they were and they just didn't want to disclose yet. So yeah, I mean, I was told on Saturday that I'd be hosting open mic on Tuesday, and then texted on Sunday and told that there would no longer be the events I was hosting.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if that means they're not going to do events, or if it just means they don't want to do the program I was doing, and that's totally fine, you know?
So then did they reach out to those artists and cancel?
I just did a blanket post. I've been in contact with all the artists because for the last 2 weeks it's been morning, noon, and night. Everybody reaching out to me, hey, is this happening? 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 So after the announcement, I think I've pretty much informed everybody at this point.
And I think that's where a lot of the like things that are going around online and stuff, where a lot of like the hate on them already is coming from, is that there was these promises that now everyone's just like, well, it's changing, you know, like it's changing so fast, not just from the people that were working there, but also the community.
Yeah.
That.
Well, when did you first get the sense that it was all gonna not stay the same?
Honestly, Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, the day that they let us know, like, hey, you know, we're just keeping a select few staff. Yeah, that's when I started hearing about everything, and you know, that's whenever, like, I saw Paddy's post, and I was just like, oh no, like they're taking live music. So I'm kind of curious to see what direction they take Red Light in, because they don't want to do open mic anymore. Like I said, they're taking away like vinyl night, and Paddy's post said that they've canceled all like the previous like gigs and events that were like booked already.
Yeah.
So
Wow. When did you find out that you were going to be working there anymore?
About 5:30 p.m. on Sunday.
What did they say?
They just said that they were going a different direction, and you know, to inform people that the shows weren't going to be happening, and you know, they wished me the best of luck.
And so, like, have they said anything to you about the rationale? Did they talk to you before they let you go or whatever?
no, not at all. And that's where, I don't know. The only thing that I got after interviewing with them was the text message on Sunday just saying that they weren't going to move forward with rehiring me.
Are they like shut down right now?
They're doing remodeling right now, as far as I know. They were supposed to open today.
I was about to say, I thought they were supposed to be open today, but
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they ended up doing that. I was in there yesterday gathering my equipment, and I mean, it didn't look like it, unless they worked through the night, it didn't look like they would still be able to open just yet. But I don't know. I haven't gone down there
But so it's a lot of work being
today.
done.
Yeah. As far as I could tell, they're doing a lot.
So, I mean, do you have any ideas about what you're going to do now? Have you
So-
been a bartender for a long time?
yeah, so I've been bartending at Lighthouse for 4 years, and I've worked there for 6. So like I started there as like a cook, and have literally have done everything at Lighthouse. Like I started as a bar back, server, whatever. I've applied for a few different places here in Ogden. A few look promising, but what I'm really trying to do now is I've been wanting to break into the bartending scene in Salt Lake for a hot minute. And I feel like this is just kind of life being like, hey, you're ready. Here's that push. Like, go do the thing. So that's really what I'm trying to do. I still want to stay local and have a few shifts at some bar here in Ogden, just because I love the community that we've built and the people that I know. I still want to see them, you know. But yeah, what I'm really trying to do now is push into that Salt Lake scene.
Yeah, that's great. And more power to you, but it's sad that, like, I mean, that's what it's going to do kind of to the community too, right? It's just going to push a lot of people out to Salt Lake.
Yeah, not just Salt Lake, but I feel like this is also a good opportunity to kind of get everybody out to explore like the other venues. Like Kamikazes, I can see blowing up now. You know, it's already been like a really awesome music venue in the past, but now that everyone's trying to look for a new home, like I feel like Kamikazes might be the move.
Yeah, there's like places
Yeah.
that are ready to take it on.
Exactly.
I've been feeling the same about the Lamplight. They have that patio that goes totally underused.
Yeah,
There's some potential.
100%. And I know a lot of the Lighthouse staff has been looking into Lamplight as well. Like I heard that a few people had like some interviews on Monday, and that went well. They have a full-blown kitchen. Yeah, I think Lamplight's ready too for that next move. And both of those venues are like right there, you know. So
Yeah.
that'd be a really cool little like mix-up.
Turn into an area.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. But so you basically went from hearing that there would be a change to out in a few weeks.
Yeah, no, literally like a couple days. I was under the impression I had like a fear that they might not rehire me, but just with like how well known I am, how much time I put in there, you know, like I know that building like the back of my hand, you know, so I honestly thought that they would rehire me and at least give me a couple months.
Yeah.
That's the thing that kind of sucked about that for me, was it was just like I was counting on at least having a shift this week, you know, and figuring out my next move. And then I just got the text and was just like, oh, cool. So.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They know that it's only been so long since you even heard it was happening.
Yeah.
But they kind of cut ties just right away.
Exactly. With that situation, I wish they would have let me know at least a week in advance.
Yeah.
Because I messaged them too, and it was just like, hey, like, should I be looking for other places? You know, and then when I finally got a reply, it was a few days later, and she was like, we'll be announcing that, you know, at the end of the week on Sunday. And I was just like, all right, you know, should have been my hint, but.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing they always require 2 weeks notice when people quit. Is that right?
Usually, yeah. I feel like that's pretty standard though for like any kind of job.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's mostly like hearsay what you know about like what's been happening or changing and all that?
Yeah. So for the most part, and that's how it was before too, and that's why I was trying to just kind of like keep like a good attitude about it. And I was like, I'm not gonna freak out, you know, like rumors are rumors, things spread. People hear something and then they take that and run, and next thing you know, it's the place that they're going to demolish the building and, you know, build a skyscraper there. Like, so, you know, I was trying to kind of keep like a good attitude about it, but yeah, to this day still, like, I don't really know entirely what's going on. It's just kind of what we've all been told, and as employees are putting together those pieces.
So do you got any plans?
I've got some meetings set up, and you know, a few things that I'm working on.
Yeah, but it's pretty fast turnaround to have to start making plans.
Yeah, it's really hard. Well, you know, every venue has their set thing already.
Yeah.
So when you have an entertainment director, there's not a lot of these jobs out there. You know, not a lot of turnover in them. So.
Well, and if they're going to go a different way with the shows, it's like, where do you even put all those artists now?
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, is working with other venues to see if they have open dates to absorb some of these shows. I know Kamikazes has talked with me about, you know, if they have open dates for some of the shows I have open for that. And yeah, just taking meetings this week and trying to, you know, figure it out. Nice. I mean, I have to figure out income first, you know, I can't.
Right. You think you'll go have a drink at the new Lighthouse?
I definitely want to go and see it. Still got some packages coming in there that I got to go and get within the next week. So either way, I'm going to go check it out.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for talking about it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
It's one asking.